RetroDaze.
My memory isn't what it used to be. With every new year, I'm dragged farther away from my childhood, and as much as I love to reminisce, everything's been getting fuzzier and fuzzier. Now, I don't mean to suggest that I'm losing my memory in any significant way, but those old times, well, they're becoming ancient. That's why episodes like today's installment of 5 Forgotten Toys are such a thrill to record, and I hope an equal thrill to watch. In some cases, I get to discover toys I'd never heard of before, but in other times, nearly lost memories come flooding back, and I'm able to fill in the blurry lines with vibrant colors injecting new life into long-ago experiences.
So settle in with a retro beverage of your choice for 5 forgotten animal-themed toys of the 80s on today's Celebrating Yesteryear. Look, I'm not going to attempt diving into the psyche of consumers' trends to try to understand why animal-themed toys were and are so popular. Frankly, I'm not sure there's much need for dissection. Animals are cool. As kids, we learn all about them. We go to zoos, circuses, petting zoos, and aquariums. We buy animal-themed books, posters, school accessories, and clothing. We own pets, ride horses, and, well, you get the point. It'd honestly be weirder if we didn't produce toys based on animals, like the first one on today's list.
Wouldn't it be great if your best friends could stay over every night? Well, now they can with the Furskins, created by Yesteryear Roberts. There's all kinds of different, adorable, huggable friends.
Thistle?
Like Baby Thistle.
Oh, there you are.
Furskins have their own colorful clothes, so you can dress them up and take them anywhere.
Let's go get some breakfast, but you gotta be real quiet.
Furskins come in 2 sizes, each sold separately from Coleco.
If you're wondering why the commercial bothers to name the creator, it's because Yesteryear Roberts was the same person behind Cabbage Patch Kids. He didn't exactly invent Cabbage Patch Kids, of course, as we've outlined in previous videos, but he did market them in such a way as to create an obsessive popularity around the brand. Furskin bears, on the other hand, almost always appear as a footnote in his otherwise Cabbage Patch-heavy biographies, like on his Wikipedia page, where they reserve a whole sentence for his other creation. Roberts would later create a series of country-inspired toy bears called the Furskin Bears. Yeah, that's it. Scouring the internet, you might also find that each of the bears has a different look and personality and is dressed in casual clothing that might include flannel shirts, straw hats, and work boots, according to Coleco. So, in other words, they're teddy bears. Roberts clearly attempted to employ similar marketing techniques with Furskins as he did with Cabbage Patch dolls, perhaps assuming the unique personalities and down-home charm of their outfits would be enough to distract from the fact that they were essentially just another series of stuffed bears. On the other hand, Roberts did successfully sell the rights to Coleco, leading to 3 series of the bears, which increased from 5 inches to 22 inches in size, plus a special 6-inch release for Wendy's. These particular bears also had accessories that ranged from additional clothing to play sets set in Moody Hollow, the Furskins' home. And yet, despite apparent successes, there's still very little written about these mostly forgotten toys. Perhaps this is due to the comparative popularity of Cabbage Patch dolls, but there's also evidence that Furskins weren't nearly as successful as they appeared. Cabbage Patch Kids were wonderful, and the bears were a failure, said Gary M. Jacobson, an industry analyst for BT Securities. Cabbage Patch struck a chord with the American public and was a runaway success. Furskin bears, because it was such a similar product, didn't do likewise. This was reported in 1995 as Roberts' company, Original Appalachian Artworks Incorporated, tried to re-enter the toy market following the discontinuation of Furskins in 1986 with The Pluckets, a series of country-themed chicken dolls.
Can anything stop the animal? The animal! It's a big, powerful 4x4. But when the going gets tough, it bares its claws to climb over things that get in its way. The animal! The animal! Can anything stop the animal? The animal! The animal clawing its way to the top. The animal, each sold separately. Batteries not included. New from Galoob.
Ah, yes, the animal. Are we taking a little creative license by including a battery-operated truck in our forgotten animal toys? Well, perhaps. You could certainly argue that the name alone isn't enough to warrant inclusion on the list. But then there are those claws that burst from inside the tires, and suddenly we're not so sure this is a cop-out after all. I mean, yes, it's mostly a truck, but lacking any canonical lore regarding the vehicle's bestial metamorphosis, we can wax philosophical all day about the unholy mating of a lion and a 4x4, or maybe the animal was created on a long ago tragic day when a tub of toxic waste spilled atop the truck while a lion slept inside. Where did the toxic waste come from? Why was there a lion inside the truck? I don't know. But it is sure a lot of fun speculating. What we do know is the animal was released by Galoob in the mid-'80s and came in 3 styles: Power Pickup, Angry ATV, and Fierce Firebird. According to Retro Junk, the Power Pickup was a black pickup truck complete with realistic bug guard, bright yellow roll bar, and gray exhaust pipes sticking out from under the front fenders. The Angry ATV was identical except it was bright red and had the body of an SUV, and the Fierce Firebird was a bright yellow Firebird with no bug guard or exhaust pipes. All 3 varieties had the internal claws, which could be switched between 3 settings by turning the hubcap: no claws, always claws, or reactive claws. The reactive setting was the clear winner of the bunch because the otherwise normal truck would release its claws as it encountered obstacles that you would place along the truck's route for maximum carnage. The only thing better than the toy itself was the theme song, which any self-respecting child of the 80s knows by heart.
Sweetie pups, do I love the way you feel? Sweetie pups, oh you look so real. Sweetie pups, brush and be beautiful. Sweetie pups. I am gonna name you and groom you and brush you till you shine, 'cause you're so soft and cuddly, your fur is so, so fine. Sweetie pups, brush and be beautiful. Sweetie pups.
Sweetie Pups, each sold separately from Hasbro.
From 1989 through 1991, Hasbro released a few series of varying products that lived in the same universe. The first product, Sweetie Pups, was quickly joined by Sweetie Kitties, Party Time Pups and Kitties, Baby Pups, and assorted playsets. The original series of Pups and Kitties were advertised as having realistic features and long, luxurious fur that kids could groom with the included brushes, combs, bows, and hair clips, while the Party Time line used bright rainbow colors similar to My Little Pony. The first series of 11 Sweetie Pups ranged from 5 to 8 inches in height. The second series of 11 dogs added 8 new breeds to the lineup. The original ad copy read, "What could be sweeter than a precious puppy or cuddly kitty? Sweetie Pups and Sweetie Kitties, with their long brushable hair and irresistible looks, are special playtime pets that kids can love and nurture. These huggable pets resemble actual dog and cat breeds and feature silky, combable hair in natural colors to add to their charm. Accessories are included with every Sweetie Pup and Sweetie Kitty for lots of hair play fun."
Introducing Lots-a-Lots-a-Leggs! Lots-a-Legs towed down as a star. Dancing and shaking, Caterpillar goes far with Lots-a-Lots-a-Legs. Rainbow Legs has colorful hair. Tatos dances with lots of flair. Lots-a-Lots-a-Legs. Go Tunes is a one-man band. Rock and roll, he is the man. With Lots-a-Lots-a-Lots-a-Lots-a-Lots-a-Legs. Lots-a-Lots-a-Legs. Collect them all.
Well, that was weird, but no weirder than the name of this toy, which is, Alyssa, editor extraordinaire, if you'd be so kind as to type out the name as I read it, Lots-a-Lots-a-Leggs. Yep, perfect. Thanks, Alyssa. They were first produced by Commonwealth Toys in 1984, in Greece by El Greco, in Italy by Gig, and in France by Ideal. A few variants also carried the Hasbro branding. Depending on the country of origin, the toys were also marketed under different names, including, Alyssa, Mille Papates in France, Tante Tante Gambe in Italy, and Trexelitsa in Greece. These wacky stuffed caterpillars came in a variety of colors and had varying pairs of legs that went from 2 to 7 pairs, 10, 20, and finally a whopping 50 pairs. While they all wore multicolored scarves and had wire inside their antennae, the types of eyes and socks varied depending on the size you got and the country of origin. There were also tons of different characters created after the first series. To name only a few, there were Doubleheaders, Baby Toes, Toe Tunes, mini varieties, a wedding couple, and many more. In addition, Commonwealth produced other related products like the backpack clip, school accessories, figurines, slippers, and bags. One of the cooler bits of information we stumbled across while researching this toy is that in 1984, Commonwealth created a 1,000-legged signature plush that was over 150 feet long, which they wrapped around a Crossair airplane in Switzerland for this incredible photo found on both their Instagram page and website. Now that's Lots-a-Lots-a-Legs. Oh, come on. No? No? Nah.
Meet the Purr-tenders. We're a bunch of cats who'll do anything to get out of this pet shop, even dress up like other animals. Shh. So if you see us in your neighborhood and you find out we're not what you think we are,
You're the best bunny ever. Purr? You're not a bunny. You're a cat.
don't tell, okay?
Don't worry. It'll be our secret.
The Purr-tenders from Fisher-Price, each sold separately. Squeeze them and they really purr.
Produced by Hallmark in 1987-88 and Fisher-Price in 1989, Purr-tenders were plush cats wearing tricky little disguises. As the commercial aptly explains, the kittens living in the Piccadilly pet store kept getting passed up for more exotic pets, so they cleverly devised a plan to dress up as other animals to facilitate adoption. Of course, once taken home by lucky children, the cats can't help but purr with delight when they're hugged. Adorable. The initial release boasted 5 designs, including cats in toucan, duck, bunny, dog, mouse, and bear masks. I'll refrain from reading all the names as to avoid having to repeat the word purr a dozen times. These interactive plush toys had a similar appeal as Tickle Me Elmo did a decade later, and could even be considered a precursor, though they clearly didn't set off a buying frenzy and holiday craze the way Elmo did. Following respectable sales, Burger King got in on the action with a line of Purr-tenders called Sock'ems, which were smaller and had flip-over masks and pouches on their bellies that rolled into socks.
There's a surprise waiting for you at Burger King. What do you think it could be?
Must be a rainbow. It might be linguini. Yeah, firefly. And something soft and comfortable.
It's the Purr-tenders. 4 furry cats who pretend to be a dog, a duck, a mouse, and a bunny.
Transforms into a cat again. Meow. Pretenders.
You can collect all 4 Purr-tenders at a special price now at Burger King.
In addition, Burger King released plastic Purr-tenders figures in vehicles including Scamp Purr on a cheese wedge and Romp Purr, Hop Purr, and Flop Purr in a blue car. By the end of their 3-year run, there were also a number of children's books, activity books, and puzzles available for purchase. For our bonus pick, we have the pervasive plastic animals from Imperial Toys and a variety of knockoff brands. We're adding it as a bonus because these kinds of toys aren't necessarily forgotten in the same way as others on the list. Frankly, I don't know a kid alive from the 80s, not to mention before and after, who hasn't owned at least one plastic animal toy. They were the kind of generic figurines that your parents might pick up at a dollar store and were kin to bags of plastic army men. Toys like these came in varying sizes too, so it seemed like they'd fit the scale of whatever action figures you were favoring that particular week. My favorites were always the dinosaurs, and I still own at least a few of these that managed to migrate to the bottoms of old toy chests or junk drawers. You could break one out to attack a G.I. Joe, or have an epic prehistoric battle with He-Man, or, just line a bunch of them up and let your battery-operated truck, the Animal, smash them into the dirt.
And so ends yet another tale of forgotten toys from the 1980s. Now, I'll admit this one was a little heavy on the plush toys, but at least for me, most of them were truly blind spots in my memory. Of everything on the list, I personally didn't own a single one and can only remember the Animal for its catchy theme song. Now, as we add more installments to this series, the list of forgotten toys grows even shorter. So once again, we'll ask, what other forgotten toys of the 80s should we cover? I would love to hear about it down in the comments. And if you enjoy our content, please consider liking this video, subscribing to the channel, and maybe even activating that ubiquitous notification bell. It really does make a huge difference. Let's meet again next week to celebrate yesteryear, right here on RetroDaze.
clicky clacky.